as we are gearing up week 1 of the National Football League season. And as Sean said, it starts just 2 nights, obviously. We have a couple of homers here, so we'll see how we pick on this one. But it is the Dallas Cowboys open the season on the road at the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions, as much as I still hate to say that. The Eagles have a 7.5 point home favorite. You're over under 47.5. This one Thursday night, September 4th, 8:20 Eastern time on NBC. EJ, we'll start with you.
I do think this game, because of, as I always say on the show for like 5 years now, I've been doing this now, divisional optics are going to play a part in this. But Philadelphia, look, they're the champs. They're going to get the banner raised again this week. They'll cover the spread in a competitive game, though. They'll cover the spread, and I'll take the over.
All right, Sean.
Well, I think that when the line came out at 7, I thought it was, I don't want to say an insulting number, but it was a juicy number for bettors. And I think that, that 7.5 now, if there's any late action, it's going to keep moving up, because I think there's a chance. Obviously, you can talk about, I'm not going to use the O word, but yes, being a divisional rival, there's things in play that usurp necessarily just the talent on the field. But I still think there's a chance this game's out of hand, halftime or shortly thereafter. I don't think 7.5 is a close number. Give me the Eagles to cover fairly substantially, and I think that drives the game over 47.5.
Which over are you talking about there, Sean? Optics?
Yep, that's the one.
The one. It's
a good word. It's a nice word. Use it more often.
It used to be.
Did I wear it out?
Yes. Word out, beaten to death. One
smothered it, however you want to call it.
However you want to label it.
Every time you say, Jim, I think every time you use a cliche like optics and whatnot, just ding the bell.
Ding the bell. Well, this bell's only made of metal, EJ. It might die. Look, man. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I was like, all right, I feel like there's going to be one of 3 teams that's going to end up playing in Philly, and I thought Chiefs for the rematch, Commanders for the NFC title rematch, or the Cowboys. So I was not surprised when Dallas had their number called for opening night. I don't think you can start a coach's era in a much more like compromised position than losing your best, at least on paper, defensive player, aging quarterback coming off of injury, basically no real running back one, a upgrade at wide receiver 2, but he has attitude issues, and you're playing against arguably your biggest rival on the road as they unveil their second Super Bowl banner in 7 years. I don't, or at least maybe I hope, this is not going to be indicative of what the Brian Schottenheimer tenure is going to look like in Dallas. But I don't think it gets off to a very good start. So we will talk about records and predictions, but I have the Eagles winning and covering the 7.5. This I don't think it's going to be very close. I don't think
Dallas has the defensive pieces to keep it close.
No, I think it might be close early.
Yeah, maybe
in Dallas's offense certainly play. I mean, they have a great offense.
I think the only hope Dallas would have to have this covered would be some like Philly mistakes early, or a forced turn, like if you can get like a pick 6 or a kick return or something where you get like a quick 6 and maybe take an early lead where Philly has to like fight back and like take a. I still think you would end up losing the game, but you might be able to cover if that happened. But that's the only thing I can see. In my mind.
And for Philly, I saw today that the team is staying in the locker room during the the celebrations.
I saw that they're
not
not going to watch the banner at
yeah,
all.
like they're not worried about any of this. They're going to go
That's
through their
cool.
game day routine, and to me,
They already won it. They celebrated it already.
yeah, like to me, that's worse news for the Dallas Cowboys, because sometimes you can get off of your routine and off of your rhythm.
They get a
just
little
by
caught
being-
up in it, you know.
That
Yeah.
smells like Jalen Hurts. That's a Jalen Hurts thing. I almost guarantee you that's something.
I can guarantee you, if the team was out there, Jalen Hurts probably wouldn't have been.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a Sirianni call too.
Well,
I
Yeah,
think.
Sirianni's the one that said we're not going out
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure he consulted with leadership within the
with
team,
the team captain,
but
the Gold C.
But yeah, it's I have the Cowboys, and maybe it's just in light of everything. I have them at 6-11 for the season. By the way, then you get off to the one.
Wow.
There. All right. Yeah, and look, there's certainly some games in that schedule that could go either way, but I'm erring on the side of, you can call it negativity, you can call it reality, whatever, but it just
You're gonna be
there's a lot working against the Cowboys, and in a weird way, I'm actually okay with it. I'm actually very calm going into the season, because with the new regime, you don't really have any expectations. So, all right. Next one, Devin has the Eagles winning in this one as well. This one, we go Friday night, 8:00 Eastern time on YouTube, not YouTube TV, YouTube. This one being played in Brazil. It is the defending AFC champion, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're a 3-point favorite against my Los Angeles Chargers. The over-under on this one, 45.5. EJ, we'll start with you again.
Yeah, I know the Chargers are missing a strong left tackle for the year, and that's a big injury. But I just have a sneak suspicion about this game. The Chargers always get the Chiefs issues every year, no matter what. I just think fresh week one, give me the Chargers to win this game outright and give me the over.
Right, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things every time we pick the Chiefs Chargers, especially since Harbaugh's been there. There's been a lot of reasons to like the Chargers in these matchups, but for some reason, they can't win all of them. I do see a chance that these are split, and normally I would say that I would lean on the home team here, but I'm going to go the opposite. I feel like there's just enough different. There's some new young faces in the Chargers locker room. I feel like normally the loss of Rashee Rice for 6 games would be a thing, but I know Andy Reid already planned on that. And I'm pretty sure I think it kind of puts Andy Reid in a similar boat he was in for years in Philadelphia, where he's got the luxury of you not being sure who the number one wide receiver is. And you're pretty sure it's Kelsey, and you would be right. But beyond that, I don't think you know who's featured. You don't know if it's Worthy. You don't know if it's Hollywood Brown, who looks healthy. There's a lot of guys on that offense that could sneakily help win a game. As well as a racist, sexist kicker who can kick it a mile. I'm going to go ahead and say here early in the season, I'm going to trust my man Andy Reid to win a close game and take the early thing. But I think as we approach the rematch, when we approach that rematch later in the year, I could lean Chargers as they get Hampton going, and we see the health of Najee and how that backfield shakes out, and we see how some of the new younger wide receivers kind of step in behind McConkey and where Keenan Allen. I think there's just a lot of pieces that have moved, and Allen obviously has come back, and I feel like the wide receiver room just kind of it confuses me a little. So give me Andy, give me to cover the 3 points. However, I think the defenses are better once again than everybody gives credit for in these two teams, and I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna touch this game in week one, neutral site, out of country, I wouldn't really touch this game at all. But I think the under is the smart play, just because a lot of those reasons, a lot of new.
And the
faces.
Chargers are the home team, right? Technically,
Chargers are the technical home team. Yeah.
How brutal is that for Harbaugh to give up your home game against the continuous defending champ in your own division to go play in freaking Brazil?
Have you met Jim Harbaugh? I don't think he cares. He's a football.
He'd be like, whatever, man.
You tell me where I'm going to play, and I'm going to be there with cleats on. So
Andy Reid's like, I got to fly where?
Yeah, I don't think it affects Jim Harbaugh at all. Yeah, it's these games are always tight. We saw them last year. I think the Chiefs had won both games by a total of 5 points or something like that. So always play these two teams tight. So I think the Chargers, regardless, are going to cover. So cover and the under, I think, is the smartest play. But it should be no surprise here. I am taking my Los Angeles Chargers to get the win here in Week 1.
Yeah, that number's the reason I went over is because that number. I took the over only because that number's low enough. Because I do think it's a defensive game, but they put that number because normally these Chiefs Chargers games are like high 40s, low 50s.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's just a product of no Rashee Rice. Travis Kelce had a down year last year, and then you look on the Chargers side of the ball, rookie running back, new running back, some different looks on receiver. I know you get Keenan Allen back, but he's still kind of an aged wide receiver. So I think it's just there's a lot of different pieces at play that, and then you account for different stadium, different playing surface. It's
different night of the week. Like it's like a whole different thing. But EJ, nobody was attacking your decision there to go over. We were just pointing out why the opposite.
No.
We were just pointing out why the opposite decision was the correct one. That's all we were doing. Looks like Devin forgot somebody's name. Devin didn't even pick the game. He's just calling out one of us. He's hey Chief. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one of us is Chief.
I'm going to assume EJ because he's the most forgettable. I think.
Well, that's true, but I'm Chief because I'm in charge.
Because you're in charge, so it could be that Chief.
So I think I might be.
But I picked.
But I am the Chief. I am the
maybe I'm the Chief.
But I am also the alleged Chiefs fan on his panel. So
how about we just don't be Chiefs? This is none of us be Chiefs.
None of us be Chiefs. Could be offensive. I'm not sure.
Whatever you say.
All right,
that's true.
Next one, we go to a team that we were just talking about a couple minutes ago. We go to Green Bay Sunday, 4:25 Eastern time on CBS. It is the defending division champions in the North, the Detroit Lions. They travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers, who are a 2.5-point home favorite. Your over/under on this one is 47.5. EJ.
This is the game I'm actually probably looking forward to most. I know that the last game we're going to cover is obviously the biggest one of the weekend but this game to me, especially after the Micah trade, because I want to see, number one, obviously with Green Bay now, we'll see where they're at. Micah plays this game this week, we'll see. But I'm really curious of all the teams in the NFC, probably Detroit is the one team I want to see, okay, is there a step back because of losing, Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, to other jobs? Because again, my thought process that has to cost you something, right? Now, does it cost you maybe 2 less wins this year? Maybe, I don't know. But with Green Bay improving with Micah, and hopefully Green Bay may be better in general, that makes that divisional race more intriguing. In this game, I'm not going to say must win, obviously, but man, this is a huge game because but this is a huge game, and I think the race number 2 in the NFC now with Micah now at Green Bay. If you assume that he's going to be the guy there, and the Packers, surge and whatnot, these are 2 teams battling for that spot, not just for the NFC, not for the North, but also for battling competing with the Eagles. So this game is huge. I'm going to take Green Bay on this one to win outright. They'll cover as well. But I'll take the under in this game. Actually, that number is I don't know, man. That's a great number, week 1 number, man. But I'm going to take the under just because of Detroit's losing the coordinators, and then maybe Micah does play make a difference. We'll see. I'll take the under this one.
Yeah, very good, Sean.
Well, EJ, sweeter words have never been spoken. I will say this: throw up Devin's thing that he made sure we weren't going to make fun of. Actually, typed the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, he locked it in.
Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions.
Devin, you ain't lying because I like the Lions in this one. I know the loss of the coordinators typically is a spill, but they're, when you lose an offensive coordinator, you lose your defensive coordinator, you still have Dan the Man Campbell there, and you have a lot of leaders on that defense that have been aching to be healthy for a long time. They had to watch the team suffer without them. And you have Hutchinson, and you have other guys up front that all just kind of kept falling and and you have a healthy defensive backfield, which is the reason I kept picking against them at the end of the year last year. And I think the health of the Detroit Lions, and on the offensive side, I think one of the more underrated quarterback minds in football in Jared Goff is fully capable of absorbing a new playbook and of using it to his advantage. And my guess is there's very few guys in the NFL that have worked harder in the offseason to learn than Jared Goff. I thought he was very well represented on the Netflix documentary. It kind of really showed how much work he's actually putting in, and
He was.
and it really kind of kept the camera on him and showed you that Jared Goff is as capable as just about anyone in the league when it comes to playing that position. So I'm going to take the Lions. I'm going to say that while the Packers defense will improve with Micah Parsons, I feel like it's been a bit of a distraction. There's now a plug and play with a new player, and I still, for a team that had a team full of wide receiver twos, to go out and use a first pick on another wide receiver two is just. Do I think he has a chance to be the best of the wide receiver twos? Yes, but all he really did was replace a broken Christian
What'd you
Watson.
do?
Yeah, I mean, he's just Christian Watson's replacement because that man is made of glass and will never play a full season. Hurt already, by the way. Already hurt, not going to play. So you kind of plug Golden in there, but yeah, I just trust Dan Campbell and the Lions as a product better. And I think that they're going to come out and just steamroll past that 2.5 mark. I do think the Packers will score points, and I do think that 47.5 number is a little low for this one. Give me the over and the Lions to go exact opposite of EJ.
Yeah, I think the number. I think the number is really good. I think with these two high-powered offenses, the over, even if it's slight, is going to be the play. But here's the thing, and you can call me a hater, you can call me a disgruntled ex, whatever, but I don't think Micah even plays this week. I think the injuries
injury and just being new.
And being new, yeah. I mean, this deal only got done late last week, so you have a little over 7 days to get up to speed. Today was the first time that he practiced with the team. Didn't spend a ton of time out there and had to go get a treatment. So
I think it's the right play if you're Green Bay. I'm much
long
lower
term,
on them than most
certainly.
people,
I mean, it's your
one game of 17, and even if it's 2 or 3, so he's healthy, just make sure he's healthy. That would be my advice to Green Bay. But hopefully they watch the pod.
Well, no, hopefully he plays, and it's a bad choice.
Sean said,
but anyway,
sit him.
No, I like the Lions. I still think, and we were talking about the trade. To me, the Lions are still the Lions are the best team in this division until somebody proves to me they're not. So give me the Lions on the road to go into Green Bay and get started with the win. And like I said, I will take the over there as well. And last one for the week 1 picks, we have Sunday night, 8:20 Eastern time on NBC. It's a game that we're getting familiar with year after year after year after year. It is the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the Buffalo Bills. Final season up there in was that Highmark Stadium or New Era Stadium or whatever the hell it's called anymore. But final year at the old stadium.
Yeah, formerly Ralph Wilson.
Yeah. Final season at the old stadium. The Bills are a 1.5 point home favorite. Your over under on this one is 50.5. EJ.
Wow. Rematch of probably the best game of the playoffs last year. This was a classic, obviously. Obviously, this is going to be a measuring stick game, of course. Baltimore this year feels like a do or die year for Baltimore. Like this is a year, like if they fail to at least get to the Super Bowl, that it's maybe some change to be made there at some point. But I do think Baltimore this week 1, will win this game in a competitive game. Give Baltimore outright to win this game, and give me the over on this one.
All right, Sean.
I feel like the old fence sitter up there every year. I feel like Baltimore Buffalo is the fence sitter special, because all year it's Josh Allen and the Bills defense, and it's Lamar Jackson that, and then when they have to play each other, EJ just doesn't know what to do with himself, and he's just. I'm pretty sure the last 3 or 4 times they've played, you eventually default to Lamar Jackson. You take the skill player, you take the flashy player, and unfortunately, once again, I'm going to agree this time with EJ, probably on both respects. I think Ravens Bills is going to be a lot of points, so I'm going to take the over. But I think what does it for me is they're going to key up obviously the Josh Allen Lamar Jackson matchup, and they're going to talk about the performances they've had. And I think Lamar Jackson's going to put on a little bit of a show. But there's 2 things in play here that make me lean Baltimore. I think Buffalo still has, for me, a lot of question marks on the receiving end of things. The throwing things, they have it, right? You have arguably the best passer in the league. I just still don't know what kind of product they have catching them. People try to sell me on Shakir. I'm like, yep, great slot guy. Who else you got? They have this great tight end who last year took a huge step back from where he was the year before. And I just feel like they just keep asking Josh Allen to do everything on his own. I do think that he has an opportunity this year to have Keon Coleman. If he can stay healthy, this could be a big step forward year for Keon Coleman. So if you're looking for a late round flyer, you're out there drafting right now and you're stuck in like the 10th round. I don't know why he would still be there the 10th round, but either way, if he's still there, go grab him because I think there's a chance. But the other piece de la resistance would be the presence of one Derrick Henry on the other side of the ball, and I think week 1 things could be sputtering, things could be having some issues, timing could be off. The one thing that's not going to be off is Derrick Henry's ability to run people over and chew up massive amounts of the field. And I feel like he's going to be the difference maker in this one. He's my MVP in the week 1 matchup between these 2. And I'm going to take the Ravens to easily cover 1.5 and push this thing over.
Yeah. You have 2 teams that, obviously are on premier teams in the NFL. The talent wise, they've been there every year. They're in the conversation for, will this team go to the Super Bowl? Will this team win the conference? Will this team finally win the Super Bowl? And neither team's been able to get over that hump yet. And starting off against each other on Sunday night, and it really does feel like we're here at the start. We could be here at the end, sort of a deal. But I'm kind of with you, Sean, on this one, and just that. Josh Allen, tremendous. What else needs to be said about about the defending league MVP? But for a team that you go defensively really good, coaching strong, quarterback tremendous, running back position James Cook came on huge last year at times, and you go, if there's one weakness on this team, it's wide receiver. It's who's catching the ball, and they just didn't do enough, I don't think, to put them over. The Ravens, it's kind of business as usual. They continue to just be the Baltimore Ravens. And Harbaugh, I think, got an extension in the offseason too. So it's they know what they are. They have their identity, and see if they will continue it. For me, I like Baltimore to get the start with the win here. So give me Baltimore to cover in the win. I do like the over as well. And that's how we will get rolling on Sunday Night Football this year.
Easy there, Muhammad Ali.
Devin has the Bills and the over by a mile, so I would
yeah.
Also, this just came across my feed here. We were talking about the Eagles not watching the championship banner. It turns out CeeDee Lamb will watch the unveiling of the Super Bowl banner and will attempt to use it as motivation.
Hey, I think that's
he says it's an end goal.
I think that's cute.
It is cute.
Yeah, I think that's solid logic. You look back over a couple of years when the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, when Michigan lost in the in the playoffs a couple years ago. They kind of took the same approach. Notre Dame took a similar approach last year. You kind of remember how it feels to not be that team.
Right.
And you could certainly
Well, it shouldn't
use
be
it
hard to
as-
remember not being that team
as motivation.
in
But
Dallas, I guess.
man, but if you're on the field for these big
Slow
moments,
roll burn there. Just kept swallowing my words. I'm like, I don't know if this is even making sense, but I think it was very, very tangible.
all right.